Man, did I underestimate this. It's like never-ending sidewalk. Right, Veterans Day, let's go. We're about to start on our 100-mile run for Trek for Troops. We got about 2 minutes until 7 a.m. We're gonna be doing 10-mile loops, and I'll on the end of each 10-mile loop, I'll come back to my base camp here at the house. We're gonna get started here in 2 minutes. Okay, this is it. This is Trek for Troops, my 100-mile Veteran Day Ultra. I had this plan to run 100 miles in support of veterans, and I found the independencefund.org, who's doing amazing things for veterans with mobility issues and helping them with that. And they're just an amazing organization. Really need to check them out and all the amazing things they're doing. But all the money raised through this race is going to benefit them, which is so awesome. You know, a lot of people ask, what's Veterans Day mean to you? And it's hard to explain. I'm proud of being a veteran. I love supporting our veterans. I think only veterans know the true meaning of endure. Our veterans are the true endurance athletes. They definitely know how to embrace the suck, if you know what I mean. But I love our veterans, and I wish every day was Veterans Day. I mean, they need more recognition than just one day. The pain emotionally, the pain physically that they've gone through. But that's why we're out here. We're out here getting it done for them. So we're just starting this race. We have a long race to go, but it's all for them. It's all for them. You know, one of the things I love about these 100-mile races, or just these endurance type races, is checking my watch, constantly doing the math of, where am I at? How's my pace? Like right now I'm doing a fast walk because I've been going too fast. Here where I live in China Spring, you can see it's just a long stretch of going 5 miles away from the house, and then 5 miles back. That'd be one 10-mile loop. But there's nothing to slow me down. There's no rocks, there's no river crossings, there's no elevation gain, there's no steep descents with loose rocks, which is awesome. But there's nothing to slow me down, so I have to mentally say, stop. Slow down, start walking again. And my goal for today is, and it's a big goal for a lot of people, and that's to do a 24-hour 100-mile distance. So that's 100 miles in a day, basically. And to do that, you have to average a 14-minute and 24-second mile, which seems excruciating slow. I don't even know if that's a saying, but it is today. Excruciating slow. So I'm forcing myself to walk. And even when I do start going again, I mean, it's like this. This would be like a 12, maybe a 12-minute mile. Just putting along. But it's strange about a 100-mile race or any long distance. If you're slow in the beginning, you'll be fast in the end. It's hard to comprehend that unless you've been there, I guess. Slow in the beginning, you'll be fast in the end. That's what we're doing. And this is, hey, you know what? This is what a 100-mile race looks like. A little bit of jogging, a little bit of walking. A little bit of jogging, a little bit of walking. I love it though. I mean, we're very early in this race. But I've been at like a high 13-minute miles. That's what I keep trying to pull back the reins. We'll get it. We'll dial it in. We'll get it. So many temptations, right? Hi, Baja Blast, please, to go. 5 miles in, just hit my first loop turnaround, so I'm heading back to the house. This first loop sponsor is Redmond Relight. Man, I tell you what, I'd be in a bad spot without salt. I take their, they have a Relight pre-workout that I take before every one of my runs. I took it this morning too. Getting that salt in your system is a lifesaver. During my race up in Wyoming, I was in a real bad spot around, I think it's around like mile 70, and I started cramping. So about mile 70, I started cramping in weird spots, like my side. I had a headache. I was going downhill fast, and I had some of they're like little capsules with like a formula in it with salt and some other stuff for other things for muscle recovery, stuff like that. I took a couple of those and it was like a switch. I perked back up, felt great, and finished that race with more of a clear mind. But man, if you're working out and you're just drinking tons and tons of water, you are depleting your body of salts and minerals, of the salts and minerals that your body needs and requires. So I replenish it with Redmond Relight. They're out of Utah, and all their salts are good. We use salt for cooking. They have some like garlic salts, flavored salts that we use for steaks and stuff like that. But with code Richard, you can save 15% on their website, on any of their salts or any of their products. Check them out. I've been using them using their electrolyte drinks for maybe a year and a half, 2 years. But our family, we've been using their salt for as long as we can remember. Awesome company. Check them out. They love veterans, and they are our first loop sponsor. Yeah, let's get after it. Okay, loop 1 complete. I'm right now around 11 miles. I'll tell you what, fellas, if your wife supports you through all your crazy just activities you do, crazy antics, she's a keeper. She's a keeper for sure. So I got done with that last loop. We have like an aid station set out in front of the house there. Pop up all my gear and everything. And I came around the corner in the neighborhood, and the wife and kids were out there, high energy, cheering. Son ran up to me, the whole thing. It was awesome. So that's one thing with this race I'm doing by myself, is it's very low energy. Most races you go to, it's very high energy. The atmosphere is buzzing. There's tons of different racers out there. You're talking to folks, making friends, giving attaboys, stuff like that. But with this, it's just me out here running on the road. So it's nice to go in and get a little excitement, a little boost of energy. So here we go. On to lap 2. Loop 2, well underway. I'm about at 13 miles or so. This loop 2 is sponsored by Casey Turnmeyer. She's a realtor here in town, works for Bentwood Realty. What's nice about this YouTube video is I can talk for a minute or two instead of like that short format that Instagram gives you. Casey's been a family friend for a while. I think she's been a realtor of ours for about 6 years or so. She's been part of, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buying or selling transactions of ours through real estate. And we've got family members that have used her, other close friends that have, gone with her several times over and over. And that's it really tells you something when someone goes back to a business. You get that repeat business over and over and over. It just goes to show you how loyal she is, how hardworking she is, and we wouldn't use anyone else. So Casey, thank you for supporting us. Thank you for sponsoring this loop. We really appreciate it. Casey Turnmeyer, veteran-loving realtor here in Waco. Every ultra marathon that I've done, people before have asked, "Are you ready? Are you ready for the race?" And I've never felt ready. There's one race, one ultra marathon distance that I did feel ready, and that was my very first one. That's because I was naive. There's nothing easy about an endurance race, a long distance. No matter how much training I put in, I never feel ready. But that's kind of the neat thing about it is you just go out there and do it. It doesn't matter the distance. It could be that maybe you've never done a 5K and that's your goal, but you don't feel like you're ready yet. Well, you'll never be ready. Just go conquer it. Go get it done. That is life. It's funny. I woke up this morning. I did not feel good. It's like, of course, on all days not feeling good, I'm gonna go run 100 miles. But my wife and I, we kind of joke about stuff, kind of like a David Goggins thing, like, oh, you don't feel good? Oh, I hope I don't feel good on my running day. Or, oh, the weather's not gonna look good for race weekend. Well, I hope it doesn't look good. I hope it's raining. We always mess around with stuff like that, and it's so true. We have very little control over anything. All I can control right now is putting one foot in front of the other. Everything else, I don't even care. It could rain, it could pour, doesn't matter. I've got one job right now. That's one foot in front of the other. Here we go, we're in loop 2. It's one of the benefits of construction in our neighborhood is I have access to the accommodations. Just finishing up loop number 2. Okay, that stop I try to make fast. So I just finished up loop 2, filled my water up. I grabbed, actually grabbed a Red Bull and some Relight salt tablets. They're like muscle recovery electrolyte little pills. I just felt my calves cramping up and need that little caffeine boost. But lap 3 is underway. We're about at 21 miles, and for my overall pace, I'm like right where I want to be, which, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to go faster than where I want to be. I'm like right where I want to be, so that's good. I just got to keep that pace. I keep walking, running, walking, running. And on my watch, I can see, like for this mile, I can see my overall like average pace. So I'm trying to keep that average pace in the low 14s. So if it's like, if I'm like at 13 and a half minutes, I'll walk like this. And then when it gets closer to, say like 13:58 or right at 14, I do this, do a little jog. And then I can see my average pace drop back down, and then I'll walk. I've just been doing that since 7 a.m. for the last 4 hours or so. But the goal is 7 p.m. tonight to be right at 50 miles. So that's what my goal is. We're just gonna keep trucking away here, keep chipping away at this. All right. Just going by Shipsters right now. They are Loop 3's sponsor. They helped us out with our bibs, our awesome bibs. It's nice to have a spot like that in China Spring where you can ship, pack, and they have a notary in there and a bunch of laminating stuff. So cool little spot. Shifters, we appreciate you sponsoring Loop 3, watching out for traffic. So I'm doing this like run, walk kind of pattern. And my walk is, it's about, I mean, on flat ground like this, it's like a 15 and a half minute mile. And it reminds me of being in the military back at Lackland Air Force Base. Me and a friend of mine named Greg, we get out of class, and I've mapped it too. It was like round trip 2 miles. It's like a mile to the little mall they had there, and then a mile back. We'd walk, and we'd like power walk like this, where you're doing like a little giddy up step and walking. We'd walk all the way there, get some kind of crappy food. It was like maybe a Panda Express or something, and then haul butt back just to get back before our curfew. We did that instead of going to the crappy chow hall that was like 100 yards away from our dorm. I just remember all those times with him just going. He was a pretty elite athlete. I know he was either ranked in a state or maybe had won the state title. Excuse me, I forget what distance. It was a longer distance, but the dude could move. And that's what this reminds me of. Just, we covered some ground. Even up there at Shepherd Air Force Base, we were just, no car, just walking everywhere like this. So loop 4 underway. We're right at about 31 miles. I took, at the 30-mile mark, when I stopped, I took a few minutes, sat down, got some ice water. It's not hot out here by any means, but just that sun beating. It was nice to get cool off in the shade with some ice water. I did, since we're about a third of the way through, I did take my socks off and reapply Vaseline. I put Vaseline between my toes to keep just the friction down and everything. I applied that. Oh, and I retied well, obviously I had to retie my shoes, but I could feel my feet swelling a little bit, which is normal. So I got that adjusted. So I could feel it just digging in a little bit. But it feels good to be on the 4th loop. I feel like we're making progress. With that stop, I'm like something like 10 minutes behind. It's better to be 10 minutes behind and feeling better than, trying to push it and maybe getting a blister or a foot injury or getting dehydrated, something like that. So I'm not going to worry about that. My whole goal is doing 100 miles for Veterans Day. So, I would like to hit 24 hours, but the goal is to raise money for the Independence Fund. That's what this is all about. So I'm trying to remember the big picture here and not worry about a few minutes here and there. But we're doing good. I feel good. Spirits are up. Get this loop done and then probably get prepared for night on the next one, the next loop, which with nighttime brings a whole bunch of more, obstacles, and it's just it's lonelier, it's dark. It's usually the worst part of the race, but we'll get through it one step at a time. That's what we do. We got that small town feel here in China Spring. I don't know how many folks from China Spring will actually see this video, but my wife put out, we have a Facebook page for the community, and she put on there that I'd be running up and down this strip here 100 miles, for Veterans Day like I'm doing, and to give a little honk or a little wave or whatever, just to show your support. And it's been non-stop, people honking, and it's awesome. It's, especially when you're doing something like this that's so mental, to know that there's someone out there that sees you, recognizes that, and supports you, supports us, supports veterans. It means a ton. So if you were someone that gave a little honk or whatever, and you're seeing this, I appreciate it. Really appreciate it. We are almost 33 miles in, so that's officially a third of the way through. Feeling good, feeling the way you should feel with 33 miles on your feet. But we're doing good. Spirits are high. Let's keep after it. So this being Loop 4, this one's sponsored by the folks at Waco Axe Co. Not only are they a friend of ours, they're also veterans. So it's just veterans helping veterans. They're awesome people, extremely sincere. They actually met, it was on Loop 2. Happy dog. On Loop 2, they met me up here by the feed store with their kids. They had a boom box, and it was awesome. I was trying to tell them it's hard to describe, that feeling of just someone being there to cheer you on. someone that, you know, they've got a family, they've got a business to run. They went out of their way to get out here to cheer me on. So much appreciated. That's, again, Waco Axe Company. They're downtown Waco. Fun place to visit. Check them out. Loop 4, going out to you guys.
I said hi, Pappy. Hi, Pappy.
Woohoo!
Loop 4, done.
Almost done.
We're sitting right at 13 minute 55. Did you learn all these from gymnastics? Into the night. Always the hardest. It's the start of 5.
Yep.
So when
5.
I get back, it'll be halfway.
Killing it.
I think my head's in a weird shape.
Is it sitting weird? It's on that of your band of your hat too.
It's hard to, I know I've already said it, but it's hard to express the gratitude of all the folks in town honking their horn and everything when they go by. It means a lot when you're out here on your own, when you're running on your own, you know, not with any other contestants or participants. Usually at races there's that high energy, and it's you're running with people and it's fun, and so it's nice to have those little honks just to let you know there's people out there. So I do appreciate it. Sun's going down on me here. We're in loop 5, almost to, I think, 42 or something like that. But this loop is sponsored by Jeremy Hefner at Hefner Home Inspections. We've known Jeremy for quite a while. Used to be a customer of ours when we ran the farm. We met him through that, and he's such a great guy. And he's doing home inspections. So what that is if you're in the process of buying a home, you want to get that home looked at. You want to make sure there's not any issues, or if there is issues that they find, you know, you may want to back out of that or negotiate, whichever way. But you want someone like Jeremy who's meticulous and has that attention to detail that can go through a home and check every aspect of it. Jeremy, thank you for being a sponsor of Loop 5. By far the toughest one so far as we're going into the night. Hefner Home Inspections, appreciate y'all. Just hit the 45-mile mark. I turned my headlamp off so it doesn't blind the camera, but I have found out that 14-minute, 24-second pace is whooping me. I cannot hold on to that anymore. It was slowly slipping away, like, you know, it's keeping right at 13, then maybe like 13s and a halves for a loop. And then it was like 13-minute, 40-second for a loop. It was just slowly slipping away, and now I just can't push. I could push, but I don't. I still have a long race ahead of me. I don't want something to happen. I want to finish. That's the big picture here. So finish this run. So we're going a little slower now. Okay, 50 miles in the books. We're starting lap 6. I've got a pacer with me. We're gonna go get after this slowly.
Let's go.
So my goal pace has slowed down a little bit, but that's okay. Like I was saying before, the big picture is to finish. That's what we're all about. So we're gonna be going a little slower. Oh, that's good lighting.
You're welcome.
But we're still moving. And that's all that matters. Here we go. Okay, so we're at loop 6. Heading back in on loop 6, about 58 miles. This loop is sponsored by Integrity Strength and Fitness.
Finishing.
Did I say we're at mile 58? Integrity.
Tell me you're at mile 58 without telling me that.
Integrity Strength and Conditioning. And Brian Cost and the folks there just do one heck of a job with building strength. Like if you want to get stronger, you want to lose weight, you want to get healthier, his programming will get you stronger, get you those results. Brian, huge thanks to you. I'm gonna run across this road. Huge thanks to you for sponsoring this lap. Really appreciate it, man. I think that guy has a flat tire. This one's for you, buddy.
$60 down? 40 left. That's it.
Easy day's work. Okay, we're in loop 7. 67 miles in or so. This loop was sponsored by Well House Chiropractic. Great people over there. She does a lot of work with like prenatal and pregnant women, pregnant mothers. Sorry, that's all I got. My mind is a blur right now, but Denise over there, she's so awesome. Check them out. Denise, thank you. I know you got a bunch of veterans in your family too, so we certainly appreciate it. Another surprise, maybe, 5 miles ago? Thomas, where are you at? It's so dark. He owns the Waco Axe Co. He was the sponsor of one of the previous laps. Can't remember exactly which one. Here comes a hot rod guy. But he put a full day in at his axe throwing shop. Went to an event dinner afterwards. Had cheesecake, he's telling me. And he still made it out here. It's like 11 something right now. He's gonna pace me through, 120. Lost my mind, it's official. He's paced me through some of these dark hours, which is greatly appreciated. All right, loop 8, it's 3 a.m. It's gotten really chilly, so I got jacket on, pants on. We're about at just over 70 miles. Okay, we're on loop 8 right now. I am about, let me see. I'm at the gas station sitting down. See what mileage I'm at. 73.4. This loop is sponsored by Shea. I have a roller from them. It's a CBD gel roller. Man, that stuff has come in pretty clutch this race. So it really gets in deep to those sore muscles and also tight muscles. And well, I've had both of those, tight and sore. I don't think there's a spot on my legs that I haven't applied their CBD roller. It's been on my calves and my ankles and my knees and the back of my knees, hamstring, IT band, everything. But it's kind of the game you play this late in the race where you're just chasing what's aching. But again, Ashay, thank you for your support. We appreciate it. Back to it.
Okay, you're at 76.
Yeah, it's all downhill from here.
All right, let's finish this thing.
I'll see you in a little bit.
Just after 6 a.m.
Probably feel more weight.
What time is it? Just after 6?
Yeah.
You got a little nap?
A little nap.
A little
Trying to
coffee?
Recoup, or I don't know, regroup, whatever.
Regroup.
Something.
6:17 right now.
Tell you what, this sidewalk and road is hard on the legs. Okay, this marks 24 hours. I'm at 78.5 miles. I was hoping to be done, or at least finishing up at the 24-hour mark. Still got a solid 20 miles to go, which that's okay. I was doing like the zombie walk. I had to not lay down, but just close my eyes for like 20 minutes. I feel better now, way better. Just going slow. That something really happened at like mile 55 that it's like I hit a wall, obviously. So we're just walking from here on out, trying to push, not too hard, but just trying to keep moving. Almost done though. So this Loop 9 is sponsored by Be Kind Coffee. Alex, the owner down there, he ran a 25K yesterday on Veterans Day. It's the furthest he's ever run. So awesome. Thank you, Alex. Thank you to the whole crew down there. We appreciate your sponsorship. Man, did I underestimate this. It's like never-ending sidewalk. Just putting a beating on my ankles and my knees. Man, we're so close, so close. You made it. Oh.
I'm running with you.
You're doing a good job.
Dad.
You need to ditch these pants.
Yeah. Okay, we're going.
Okay, we just crossed over the 90-mile threshold. Lots of pain, that's for sure. Yes, I'm at 90 and I feel like shit. Knees are killing me. Feet are killing me. I think just that sidewalk just did a number on me. This is the beginning of loop 10, which would be the last one. And this loop is sponsored by the folks at the Bear Mountain. Thank you, Ross, Kat, and the whole team there for sponsoring this last loop to bring it home. Appreciate it.
30 things that are like that. He's trying to run off.
You know, that was tough to watch. So later this week is Thanksgiving, and I'll be making sure I serve myself up a big piece of humble pie. You know, this race, the sidewalk, the 10-mile loops, I really underprepared for them, and I really extremely, as you could tell, underestimated this race. So I just got done in August running 100 miles up in Wyoming, you know, over 10,000 feet, climbed 24,000, you know, vertical gain, just, you know, 30 river crossings, rocks, everything. And so I came to this thing and shoot, my backyard on a sidewalk? Come on, like, it can't get easier than that. And I can give you a million excuses, and you know, I didn't have the training plan in line, all that kind of stuff, but just totally unprepared. And some people will look at this race and think like, oh, he only had, you know, 9 miles left. That's not many at all. But there was something that happened around 50, like 55 or 50, that really changed the whole trajectory of this race. And believe me, it wasn't just 9 miles, it was 50 miles, because I had been fighting that since mile 50. But yeah, it was a hard race. You know, this cement and the road is actually pretty brutal on your legs, way more than trail running, more than I had expected. I think the furthest I'd ever run on like a road, like a hard surface, asphalt and whatnot, was probably 20 miles prior to this. So that was definitely unexpected. The shoes I used, I probably could have used some new shoes. The ones I was using had 500 miles on them already, so they were pretty busted. But again, I was unprepared. I just kind of thought, no big deal. I'll just go out there and run it. That morning I woke up for the race, and you know, it's fall right now, so our kids have been sick and everything. I woke up and I had gotten pink eye from one of our kids. You've probably seen the video a couple times. My eye was just so red. But yeah, I felt like garbage the whole time. It was bad. It was bad. Unprepared and just not the right day, that's for sure. But like I said in the video, all the money raised is going to the Independence Fund. It's going to help veterans. So all in all, Trek for Troops was a huge success, and I'm happy about that. Not happy about the outcome, not happy about how my particular day went, but there were so many successes from that weekend, from people, you know, first time running a 5K, or someone running the furthest they had ever run in their life. You know, stuff like that did come out of that weekend. So I'm proud to be a part of that, and I'm proud of all the money that we raised for veterans. Okay, until next year.
Bye.